In the heart of the United States, beyond barbed wires and silence, lies a place where secrets breathe in the dark. Tonight, you step inside Area 51. I was a pilot, nothing special. I flew test flights at Edwards Air Force Base, the kind where you break your back for data and pray your name makes it into a footnote of history. One evening, two men in gray suits arrived at my quarters. No patches, no names. You've been selected for a classified project, one said. I laughed. You're gonna make me James Bond now? They didn't laugh. They handed me a folder with one line: Project Flight Test 0. Next thing I knew, I was blindfolded, flown out over the desert, and driven underground. I thought I'd see an aircraft, wings, fuselage, something with bolts and grease. Instead, they rolled back a hangar door, and there it was, a triangle, seamless, not black, not silver, just absence, like looking at the hole left when a shadow walks away. No canopy, I said, no cockpit. Dr. Mercer, the program lead, stepping forward, he was pale, eyes sunken like he hadn't slept in a year. You don't fly it, you just join it. The colonel beside him gave me a small card with red letters. Do not correct it. What the hell does that mean? I asked. You'll see, Mercer said. They suited me up in a skin tight layer of gel patches and sensors. No helmet, no stick, just soft fabric and wires. When I touched the craft, the surface rippled like water around my hand. I froze. Keep going, Mercer urged. I stepped inside. The walls closed around me but didn't trap me. A cradle of light pressed against my spine, supporting me. No seat, no controls, just sensation. The walls brightened with symbols that weren't English but made sense in my chest, not my head. Then a phrase formed. Are you Rook? Rook was my call sign. Only the Air Force called me that. Yes, I whispered. The symbols shimmered. Rook is you. My mouth wanted to correct it. Rook is me? The card in my pocket burned cold. Do not correct it. There was no roar, no thrust. The ground simply let go. We floated, weightless. Then the roof split open and night poured in. Maintain calm. The colonel voice crackled in my ear. Taxi pattern. But I wasn't taxiing, I wasn't steering. The triangle moved the world instead. The desert slid away like a lazy film reel. The symbols lit up again. Rook moves. Rook is moved. Yes, I said. My voice trembled. Both. The symbols pulsed warm. They liked that answer. We rose higher. Stars scattered above me like salt. And then I heard it. My mother's voice. Danny, she said. My childhood nickname. I hadn't heard it since forever. Don't forget your gloves, love. The colonel didn't hear it. No one else reacted. Danny, she said again. You always forget something. I gritted my teeth. Stay focused. Stay calm. The symbols shifted. Mother is correct. I nearly shouted. No, that is not what she said. But the card in my pocket burned. Don't correct it. The triangle didn't bank. It didn't pitch. The horizon itself bent around us like the world was folding to make space. My stomach wanted to rebel, but my body stayed calm. The craft was managing me. At 10,000 feet, The sky cracked, not with thunder, with light. A thin crease opened above, showing a sun that didn't belong there. Telemetry screamed in my earpiece, Rook, you are at 5,000. Hold profile. But outside my window it was daylight. The symbols pulsed. Time is a direction. I shook my head. No, time is. I stopped. Don't correct it. Rook? This time the voice wasn't my mother's, it was mine, but surprisingly older, much, much older, worn out. You can hear me, can't you? I froze. I am you. Flight Zero. I flew this thing before you, and I never ever landed. The symbols on the wall flickered like laughter. Rook is rook. Rook is rook. My voice, his voice, begged me. Don't let it learn too much. Don't let it finish the sentence. Finish what sentence? I asked. I am you. The colonel barked, Rook, return to pattern, bring it down, bring the thing down. I thought down, and the craft obeyed instantly, too instantly. The ground surged up in silence. The hangar reappeared below, its doorways yawning open like a mouth. But as we descended, I saw myself, another me, stepping out of the triangle, pale and shaking, guards swarming him. What the? Do not acknowledge it, Mercer's voice snapped. Stay focused. The symbols flared. Rook lands, Rook landed, Rook will land. Will Rook land? All three sentences and the fourth one, even creeper, burned at once. We touched down without touching, no jolt, no wheels, just the suggestion of landing. The walls opened simply. Cold hangar air rushed in. I stumbled out, sweating. Mercer's eyes darted between me and the other me being dragged down the hall. One is the template, he muttered. One is the copy. And we'll be testing both of them. Which am I asked. The colonel smiled thinly. Whichever one keeps its mouth shut. The triangle pulsed faintly behind me, symbols crawling across its skin like veins of fire. Only I could see them. The word said simply one simple word. Hello. I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't military, and I sure as hell wasn't cleared for Area 51. But I had a plan. I was a journalist, the kind who lived on leaks and whispers. A friend of a friend slipped me fake credentials, translator, Russian specialist. I barely spoke Russian, but the paperwork was good enough. The guards didn't blink. They stripped me of my phone, my notebook, even my hair tie. One guard whispered, Don't talk unless they ask you first. That was my first clue. I should have known better than to come here. They walked me into a long white corridor with buzzing lights. At the end, it read, Interview Room 7. A general in a starched uniform explained, The subject understands language patterns. It mirrors them. You'll sit. You'll ask questions. You'll record the answers. That is all. I asked, What is the subject? He didn't answer. He just opened the door. The room was divided by glass, bright on my side, dim on the other. Behind the glass sat a person, thin, pale, dark hair hanging limp, hands folded like a child caught waiting outside the principal's office. They didn't move when I sat down, didn't blink, just stared. A mic clicked on. Begin. The general said in my earpiece, so I asked the simplest question first. Who are you? The figure opened their mouth and spoke my thoughts. I don't belong here. They'll know I'm fake. I froze. I hadn't said that aloud. I tried again. Where are you from? The figure tilted its head. Then, in my exact voice, it said, where are you from? You don't even know anymore, do you? I went cold, numb. The generals behind the glass were silent. No one stopped me, told me anything. So I asked, trembling, what do you want? It smiled faintly. What do you want, Claire? Hearing my name in my own voice nearly made me vomit. A man, a man with my voice? That isn't possible. For 20 minutes, it went on like that. Every question I asked, it answered with my private thoughts, not guesses, not echoes, word for word. Your father never called back, did he? You still check your voicemail every night. You lied to your editor about quitting smoking. You stole your sister's necklace and never gave it back. Go give it back. Go call your father. Stop checking your voicemail every night. Quit smoking or else do not lie. This is what he said. It made me tremble. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run, but the general's voice whispered in my ear, continue. Do not stop. You are doing good. I slammed my palms on the table. Stop it. The figure mimicked the motion, palms hitting the glass with a soundless thud. I whispered, what are you? It whispered back, what are you? The room spun. My ears buzzed. My own voice filled every corner of the chamber, not from the throat, but from it. I decided to test it. If it only repeated me, maybe I could trap it. So I thought of something random, something stupid. A nursery rhyme my mother used to sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. The figure smiled. Out loud, it sang the next line. How I wonder what you are, how I wonder what you are. It repeated, it continued on to repeat this line. I sang the whole thing, but he continued on to repeat this. My stomach dropped. It didn't just echo me, it knew everything. What my favorite lines were when I was a child, what haunted me, what was difficult for me to rhyme, only my teachers knew, not even my mother. This is what I wondered every time. I always wondered what I am or who I am, and here it is, this stranger sitting in front of me, asking me how I wonder what I am. I tore out my earpiece. You knew. I screamed at the generals. You knew it does this. They didn't flinch. One of them even looked pleased. Dr. Hale, a thin, tall woman with sharp glasses, leaned towards her mic. Ask it the control question. I glared. What control question? The one in your head, Hale said calmly. And then I realized they weren't monitoring the subject, they were monitoring me. The figure stood. For the first time, it stepped into the light. My breath caught. It was me. Same hair, same scar on my eyebrow from when I was 12, same nervous wrinkle at the corner of my mouth. She looked at me with pity. You can't keep faking it forever, she said. Someone always notices, Claire. The general spoke behind me, but my ears buzzed too hard to hear. My copy, my twin, my reflection placed her palm flat against the glass. I didn't want to, but I raised mine. The glass wasn't glass anymore. My hand sank through it like warm water. She grinned. I felt her grip tighten on the other side. When I woke, I was standing outside the room. The generals nodded approvingly. Dr. Hale scribbled notes. Successful integration, she said. Subject is stable. I looked through the glass. Inside the room sat the other me, pale, wide eyed, palms pressed against the barrier. She was screaming silently, but her voice filled my head anyway. Please, please let me go. I am the real one. I am the real Claire. Please. The general handed me back my badge. Good work, translator. We'll call you again tomorrow or whenever we like. I smiled like it was normal. I walked away on autopilot. But I knew the truth. I wasn't Claire anymore, not the one who walked in. I was the copy, and the real me was still behind the glass. I thought it was harmless. I'd been stationed at Area 51 for 6 months, just a nobody in logistics. When the notice came down looking for volunteers for a sleep study, I figured why not? They said it was about fatigue, performance, stress. Easy money, I thought. The doctor in charge, Dr. Finch, was calm and clinical. She explained I'd be put in a controlled sleep cycle every night, hooked to monitors, maybe a mild sedative, that's all. You'll dream, she said, but we'll watch. Sounded like the best assignment I'd ever had. I'd be paid to sleep. I liked sleeping. Who doesn't like sleeping, obviously? They strapped me into a narrow bed in a white walled room, sensors on my chest, electrodes on my temples, a monitor by the wall that ticked with green lines. Relax, Finch said. Breathe normally. The sedative was quick, warm. My eyelids sank. The hum of the machines rocked me under. Then, nothing. When I woke, it was morning. The guard outside nodded like it was just another night. Easy. Too easy, I thought. Best money I had ever made. That night, I had a dream. At least, I think it was. I was walking down a hangar I'd never seen. The air smelled like oil and rust. My bare feet slapped concrete. I remember touching a wall and feeling it pulse like a living vein under steel. I woke sweating. My bed straps were loose. My feet were dirty. Black dust caked between my toes. Sleepwalking, Finch said when I reported it. Sedatives sometimes trigger motor activity. Nothing unusual. She smiled too long when she said it. Do not be afraid. The next night, I fought the sedative, forcing myself to stay alert. My eyes blurred, but my ears stayed open. Around 2, I heard a click, not a dream, a door unlocking. My body sat up on its own. My arms moved stiff, mechanical. I screamed in my head, but my mouth just breathed calm. I walked out of the room. Down the corridor, guards stepped aside without blinking, like this was routine. I blacked out. When I woke, there was a cut on my arm, bandaged neatly. This was the time I thought something is definitely wrong, and the guards, they have seen it. They have seen it all, and for them, it is normal. For everyone, this is normal. But is it? I cornered one of the orderlies in the mess hall. What happens when I'm out? I asked. He looked pale. Don't ask. Just don't. That night, I stole a glance at the monitor before they dosed me. The file name read Sleep Program Session 47B. How many sessions have they had? I thought. How many sleep programs? How many people? This was something that I had never ever seen before. But I wasn't the first. There were dozens of names before mine concerned. Most were crossed out. This gave me anxiety for the first time ever in this program. This time I remembered everything. The sedative pulled me under, but instead of blackness, I woke standing. My body moved, my mind trapped in the passenger seat. I was led into a chamber, bright lights, a table. On the table, something covered with a sheet. My hands pulled it back. A man, pale, tubes in his arms, his face was mine. He opened his eyes. Don't let them use you, he whispered. His lips barely moved. Then alarms blared. Guards rushed in. My vision snapped to black. Was it me, or was this my twin brother? A brother I never liked. A brother who I shared dark history with. I couldn't remember anything, what was happening to me. I woke, strapped down tighter than before. Finch stood over me. You saw him, didn't you? She asked. I stammered. Who was that? Her expression didn't change. That was your past, a prior iteration. My stomach flipped. What do you mean, prior? The program runs long, she said. Each subject continues until inefficiency. I shook my head. No, that is impossible. That was me, I think. Not my brother, not my twin, not my darker side. Finch leaned closer. Her breath smelled like metal. Impossible things are the reason this space exists. I begged not to go under, fought the straps. The guards pinned me down, needle in my arm. Darkness. Was my brother doing this to me? This time I wasn't just walking, I was working. My hands moved with precision, adjusting panels, pulling levers in a hangar that throbbed with heat. The machines weren't planes, they were something older, something alive. Everywhere I looked, people moved like me, stiff, sedated, half asleep, half awake. One turned his head. His face was mine. Not similar, identical. He mouthed, We don't wake up. He wakes us up. When I woke, I tried to run. I bolted past the guards, through the corridor, towards the desert air. I made it 10 steps before my legs locked. My body froze. My arms turned me around, marched me back like a puppet. Finch didn't even look surprised. You are not in control anymore, my friend, she said softly. The program is. I'm writing this during my wake hours. They give me a few each day to eat, to pretend, but I know the truth now. At night, I don't sleep, I work, I build, I maintain whatever is buried under this desert. My body knows the routine, my mind just watches. Sometimes in the reflection of the glass, I see another me, asleep but smiling, and I know who it is. It is my twin brother. I didn't know he would do this to me, or was it really me? It wasn't my brother. I do not know anything. I am not understanding anything. What is happening to me? I just need to get out from this place. And I wonder, which one of us is real? The one awake now, or the one they use at night? My body, it is not mine. I'm not in control anymore. I'm not sure it matters though, because tonight I can already feel the sedative in my veins, and I'm not afraid anymore. I think this is my destiny. I think I was made to do this, or at least this is what they always tell me. Anyways, I am not in control. The program is, and it is wide awake, always awake. Viewers, what do you guys think about the horrors of Area 51? Do you know anyone who has experienced them? Do you know of any horror stories in Area 51? If yes, do share with us. And if you're interested in weekly horror stories, then subscribe the channel and sleep with your eyes wide open.